Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred Wheeler and today I'm just going to repair some miniatures and do a bit of live chat, and you're welcome to join me. Right now I have 3 projects and a couple other projects too. We'll see how much I get done. I'm going to try to just make this stream about half an hour and then go and have a shower and do housework, which is what I should be doing, but I'm not. So I've got a shark. I got it a little while ago from the Skull and Shackles box, and it broke, and so I'm going to try and glue it together. To be fair though, I don't think that just gluing it onto the base and just leaving it is going to be sufficient, so I'm thinking I might actually add some reinforcement, and I was going to drill and put a pin through it. Then I realized actually I'm not even sure that that's, and there's not much to drill into, there's not much to hold it, so I might actually start up the hot glue gun and put some hot glue around the base as well to help hold it in place. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, where's my glue? Haven't done many repairs. Most of my repairs, I'll bring this closer so you guys can see. And if you can't see, let me know. And if the quality starts to drop out, let me know too. So I'm going to glue it in place, leave it, my first task, and then I'll probably start up the hot glue gun and come back to this. So what are you guys doing today? Just jumped online and saw me here, or are you doing something yourself? Oh, he's still grinding down the pigments. Oh my gosh. Ah, boot dirt. Okay. Alright. Oh, here's the fun bit. Once I've got it in place, now I've got to hold it just briefly, since there's hardly any contact area to glue it together with. 48 pastel set. So you're telling me that you have to grind down 48 different colours? Yeah, it is. It's a pretty cool shark. From the Pathfinder Skull and Shackles set. I wish I had more. What I really want to do is I want to figure out how to take an existing miniature and form a temporary mold and then cast everything in hot glue. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Alright. See, this is the problem. I knew it would be an issue to actually attach it. I'm going to find myself having to use hot glue, and I am using plastic cement for this, so it is supposed to actually hold plastic together, but like anything, unless there's a decent contact point, it isn't going to work. I'll try one more dollop of glue in there. I'll be generous, and we'll try again, otherwise it's off to the hot glue gun. Or I've got to do some other crazy thing. I think that, see, the shape's getting lost because the plastic's melting. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Hi, Darren. Oh, that is just going to suck. Suck. It really does. Okay. Well, I got the shape back in there. I'm going to give it one more shot. Otherwise, I'm putting it aside, and it's the hot glue gun. That's the problem with. I mean, I've glued many things together. Had to repair stuff before. I'm hoping I don't have to go and use something like putty to form putty around it to keep these stalk things. It's a good idea, but I wish they'd make them thicker. Try to score the plastic with a knife. Okay, actually it's holding now. I'll just hold that in place and see if that holds them. Super glue with Accelerate works pretty well. Yeah, I've used super glue on plastic, and I've had mixed results, but I'll take your word for it. I'm going to see if this works. If this holds it in place and I think it's strong enough, then I'll leave it. But truthfully, you know, a little stalk like this attached to a base, never going to be very strong no matter what glue you use, because the plastic's going to break. There's hardly any contact point to it. I make furniture, or well, I taught people how to make furniture. I don't do an awful lot of that nowadays. I actually seem to be spending more of my time teaching people how to the driving theory and how to drive cars and budgeting skills and computers and doing this. Actually, I probably do more teaching on this channel than I do in my own job, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Derek, you're right. Why are you watching somebody with zero? Well, I don't have zero skills. I don't have zero artistic skills, just very limited. Ah, okay. You were told what? Told I buy pre-painted miniatures for a reason. Well, I bought pre-painted miniatures when I could afford them, and I made absolutely. You've got no skill. It is just practice. Everything you ever do in life is just a matter of just practicing something. Yes, I have seen some, but it's really the thermoplastic videos that I've seen. That's expensive material, and I was thinking what I need to do is I need to figure out how to do it so it's much cheaper, because a lot of these products that they use I can't get in New Zealand. It's actually very hard to find them. I mean, simple, just getting a microphone for my cell phone to live stream was a mission. Yeah, yeah, I probably will do a paper clip and a drill. The bookbinding video. Yeah, that bookbinding video, you have no idea. I spent so much time researching that. Yeah, this isn't just not going to hold it. It is wanting to stay there, I'm sure, but it isn't going to do it. Okay, I'm going to give up on that for now, and I'm going to heat up my glue gun, and I'll be coming back to you. You silly sucker, you. All right, never mind. Instaset from Bob Smith Industries is the accelerant that I use. No idea if you can get it in New Zealand. It instantly cures superglue. Oh, that's interesting. Now, there is a lot of things I can't actually get shipped online to New Zealand. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. Okay, all right. So I'm going to have a go at gluing. This is what a Golden Guardian, and one of its legs has kind of come free, and I feel like, yeah, it's on that side. You can see just a little gap on that side where it just sort of lifts off. I'll try gluing that down in place, and I'm actually wondering if I might use a bit of blue tag to hold it down while it cures. Anyway, there we go. Let's see if that works. I've had to glue all sorts of things together, miniatures. When I was doing those Arnold Schwarzenegger Necron army of mine, I had to do heaps of gluing, but it's going to be fiddly. Not really sure I like this particular glue. It's what is it called? It's called non-toxic cement for plastics. Well, I feel like I should have got the toxic cement for plastics. It might have worked better. Fair enough. I get that. Brewer geek. Yep. I'm all fingers sometimes. Little things have become harder to manage. Right, I'm just gonna, it's buffering. I don't know why the system's buffering, but I did check my internet before I started this. You never know with these things. And, oh, she's back again. Oh, good, I can see what's going on. Okay, my blue tag. I'll stick that down, and hopefully that'll hold it in place. Okay, all right, I'm hoping that'll work. here's another one. So this is a, what's his name? Is it Zine? Zine. Xin. Zine. And he's come away from the base. One of my favourite miniatures for sorcerers, because he looks quite bad and evil. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it doesn't seem to be working very well. Maybe it doesn't. You know, I've used cements over the years, plastic cements, not this one in particular, and they've melted anything together. Not a problem. Cycles of crystals was labelled as flexi so that there's moulding possibilities. Ah, okay. I'm going to learn heaps by people showing up and teaching me, which I'm glad I didn't put down repairing miniature workshop. That would not have been accurate. Okay. Dob. Do you know what I think I'm going to do? The thing with some cements is you need to leave them to sort of start to go off, so I'm going to let it go off a little bit. And what I should be doing is I should be starting up that glue gun so that it's starting to heat up, and then I can start using it. So I'm going to move. I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm just plugging the gun in. Well, I'm glad you're sharing, Overlord. It's very helpful. Do you know, I don't know if do you guys watch the DM Craft? I think it's DM Craft. Scotty, Scotty. He's got a YouTube channel. He does lots of crafting stuff. Hi, Mitch. DM Scotty does like awesome stuff, and I've been watching his stuff quite a lot. I don't really do a lot of terrain stuff because I just don't have space. I mean, I've got too many miniatures, and I focus on doing the stuff a lot anyway. But DM Scotty and his DM Craft, he's great. And I managed to find myself, it took me ages, surprisingly, like I said, man, New Zealand, pain in the butt to get anything. I managed to get myself one of these hot glue guns with a metal tip, so that you don't wind up with all the glue sort of caking around the plastic and then sort of, you know, making a mess. The fact that it's metal means it's going to heat up to a higher temperature. Well, that's my understanding. Seems to work out pretty well so far. Yeah, well, I used to use props in the past. I built castles and all sorts of things, but dungeon walls, tiles, doorways, made most of it out of wood rather than lighter things. But and that's because, you know, that was the material I was working with in the workshop. Anyway, it's starting to drip, which is a good sign. I'm going to let it drip just a little bit more, see if this little bugger will actually stick, and it's starting to go off, hopefully. Which way round? I feel like it's that way round. I feel like that's the right way. Alright. Huh. Yeah. You know, next time I get any kind of cement, it's going to be toxic. So it's decent stuff. Because I feel like this stuff is just a joke. I know I've used it before, but it was a long time ago, so maybe I just didn't pay attention to how bad it was. Okay, where is that blue tag? I feel like I need to tack that one down as well. At least the glue gun's starting to heat up. If I can get it held in place, it'll make it a lot easier. I can drill into it and put a pin in some of the time. So it is Sunday in New Zealand. It is 12:40 p.m. about lunchtime, although I've had breakfast not so long ago, slept in. One of the things I was thinking I would do, since the weekends for live streaming is probably the best time to do it, is I thought I might, when I'm doing some of my prep for a session, and I hate to say it, I don't do a huge amount of prep. I know that sounds really bad, but I do most of my stuff on the fly, or I just don't have time, between the channel and everything else, and life, and a full-time job. I just leave everything to the very last minute. I'm going to just push that off to the side there. I'll save that for later. Okay, now I had another project here that I was going to start working on. What I've been doing is, I don't know if I've necessarily shown you guys the video for this, but I took this miniature, which is a Earth Elemental, and it was on a really funny sized base. It wasn't quite the right scale, and I decided, okay, I'll take that off. I think the scale was slightly bigger than this, slightly bigger, so it wasn't quite the right scale, and I decided to cut one that is more like large size, because I wanted an elemental that's large size, so I've got something that's useful for the monster manual. There are tiny elementals, but I don't really want that. I want my elemental to be on a large base, and I've stuck some glue and some rocks on, and basically all I did is I just used hot glue to put everything in place, and I've done this with 4 elementals, and I've still got to finish one off, which I'm hopefully going to do pretty shortly once that hot glue gun is all heated up. So I did that one, and what else did I have? Early 80s. I don't think I came across miniatures till the late 80s, because I would have been a teenager when I first saw my first one. And there's the water one, there's the air one, and there's the fire one. And that's going to go over there. Our sections of balsa wood with pins for wall sections. Doors only had 1 pin for opening movement. Sounds like a good idea. So yeah, I just cut these off the base, stuck them on to these bases, and then I just put hot glue on there. I tried to sort of make it look like there was some texture to them, but I don't think I let the glue set enough, and then I didn't sort of trail things through enough. I don't think it's going to matter too much. And that one I've painted black, and I've just got to do something with it. I think greys and whites. Anyway, I've got the fire one to finish, which I'm not too sure how I'm going to do. I was hoping I would get sort of like sticking up, but maybe I'll just build up the base and then do it in stages or something like that. That'll be coming next, hopefully. Frostgrave. Playing Frostgrave and some skirmishes. Oh, okay. Sounds interesting, Brigig. Alright, where are we? Hot glue gun is starting to have bits dripping out of it, so that's a good sign. And I'll put that there so I don't make an awful mess of my board. See if I can actually put some hot glue on this and then set it. That is my hope anyway. Alright, starting. Okay, that's the beginning. And I've got to find the sweet spot. I think that's it there. And I'm going to hold it. Hold it. This will probably going to work better than the plastic cement. Oh, and I have to apologise. Was it Nate had pointed out on the Beacon of Hope video that I'd said advantage on saving throws and death saving throws, when it should be advantage when you have the spell cast on you on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws. So I'll have to put a subtitle in there, which I'll try and do today. Ha! Well, I'm going to let that sort of set. That's actually holding in place. And I might as well. What does Scotty usually say? Black bases are boring. Do something more with them. Good morning, eater of crabs. How's it going? Okay. All right. Well, that was far more successful. I'll come back to you. We'll finish you off shortly. All right. Where's my next one? Okay, so build this up somehow. I got to do this so you can actually see what the heck I'm doing, or at least otherwise all you get is a nice view of my hand, right? I don't know. Yep, I guess top down's probably best. Top down's best. I just have to turn it. Evening. Hi Mitch, how's it going? So, Western Canada. Wow. You guys seem to be my regulars for the weekend. You keep popping up. I suppose it's just because of the time frame. If I do this too much later, you're all probably asleep. Anyway, it seems to be working. I don't think I need to do anything that sort of looks too fancied for now. It is fire, right? So it would be pretty haphazard. Just get rid of the wooden look. And there we go. I'll make sure this is the problem. I've got to get used to positioning myself so you guys can see while I'm doing stuff, otherwise it's just not going to work out. Louise, oh, okay. Late on more than 1 week night, Fred. Oh, okay, all right. I'm sorry if I'm distracting you from your sleep. Sleep's important. Oh. Fiddly. Anyway. Montana. Okay. Hey, you guys are going to tell me what's the deal with this live thing. I mean, honestly, truthfully, I didn't really think that people would be interested in watching me do stuff live. I mean, let's get real. It's not like it's super duper high quality video or sound, or I'm doing anything particularly special or anything like that. What's the appeal? I'm really interested to know. Not that I'm saying that I think it's bad that you're watching, because it's good. But yeah, it's the chat. Okay, well I guess that makes sense. I'm a teacher by trade, and I know when I was doing my training for it, they were going on about how I needed to use technology more and video. It's the chat as well. Okay. Hanging out with a hobby interest, crafting along with you, chatting. Okay, all right. The interaction and the raw experience. No editing. Tell me, I've been shooting so many videos recently, and you guys know that they're unedited. You can tell, right? There's huge chunks that there's no editing. I was editing all the spaces out of my dialogue, so it didn't sound like I actually breathed. There's no breathe in. It's all gone. Do you guys mind, when I put the stuff up and there's no cuts in the edit? Be interested to know. I feel like this is going to be a problem. Have you? Oh, okay. Darren, I tell you, it has been some trials. Is there such a thing as going and doing a qualification or course on how to do YouTube that doesn't require you to have to learn a whole lot of stuff that's constantly changing? I think most of the stuff that I've seen, everything shifts so quickly, and the people who are doing this stuff have to constantly keep up with what's going on. I can't imagine there being a course. I don't think there's a course in New Zealand. Most of the stuff I've had to pick up trying to figure out how to do it just by watching videos on YouTube. Okay. Alright. Oh, I feel like I can feel the heat coming through the plastic now. Alright. I'm going to wind up with little strands of glue everywhere. Darren hit the nail on the head, for sure. Okay, it's the interaction, the raw experience, and no editing. Well, now I know. Don't shy away from doing live stream. The only problem is that every time I do a live stream, they wind up like being 2 hours long. What's this say? Darren, honestly, I've been planning on starting my own channel. I think you should. For a long time, and you have been so inspirational in the regard, and I've even had a ton of funny hats. Hey, look, I've got my mum to do YouTube. She teaches art. It's a really good idea. I thought it was fantastic. She's got into it. She does about one video a week because she's working and she struggles to find time, just like I do, like everybody does really, I think. And my brother, I've been hassling him to do it as well. My youngest sister has been doing renovations on her house, and she started doing some YouTube as well, and really good. I mean, some of it was better than what I'd done. She'd pre-cut things, she'd done time-lapse, she'd done everything. And subtitles, bit of music when they were just running around doing stuff and not talking. What's your plan for the hot glue on the base? My plan for the hot glue on the base is to build up some sort of texture, and once I've done that, I'm going to let it set. I'm probably not going to try and tackle it today in terms of paint, because I just don't feel that hot glue compound from the stick actually sets hard enough unless like a good day has gone by. I did try painting over this fairly early on, and I was like, I think I made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, I think my fire elemental, which kind of looks pretty lame, I'm going to build up some blobs somewhere else so that I can get some wifty bits. Well, that's the plan, some wifty bits. And then I'll go back to that shark and get the base sort of coated. Because it would be nice if it was blue rather than black, right? So it looks like it's actually in water. Alright, so I'm going to try blob there. Ah, move your hands, Fred, move your hands. And a blob there. Build it up and come back to it. I'll grab the top of that blob as it's starting to set and drag it up and see if I can get it to sort of give a bit of a tail. Genuine personality. Well, that's good to hear. I'm not really I'm not a fancy pants. Well, actually, I'm being wrong. I do have corduroys. That's kind of fancy, isn't it? Anyway. Alright, let's see if I can get these blue globs to actually pop up. And I'm thinking I'm going to use a paper clip so I can manipulate it. Okay. Paperclip time. Who would have guessed that paper clips can be so helpful? What's holding you back? The perfectionist. Yeah, I totally get it. I understand that. That's my issue as well, is feeling like everything has to be perfect, and it doesn't. And yeah, if you can get over that, things will happen. And you know, truthfully, I think you just have to do videos and have things go wrong. Some of the first videos I did, you know, they weren't great, and I sounded very fake, and I pretty much spoke like one sentence. I would do one sentence and stop, and then I cut all the bits together because I just couldn't hold my shite together long enough to to not make a whole bunch of mistakes along the way and just sound like a complete egg. Scotty is a wizard with a hot glue gun. I usually just burn myself and make a mess. Well, I've burnt myself already, but I've been told that's likely to happen. I've decided not to go with some advice that I've seen, which is, oh, a message has been retracted. What happened there, Mitch? Was that you or was that YouTube? Okay, all right. Well, that sort of worked a little bit. I think I should do it again though. Can't spell. Well, I totally understand that. I teach, but I don't teach English, yeah? And English is the most difficult language for me. And you cannot imagine what it's like to run a channel where everybody is mostly from the States and I'm from New Zealand, and all the spelling is very different here. You know, we use Oxford English, you know, English. We don't use American spelling usually, and so I'm constantly jumping back and forth trying to remember what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, that's right, colour versus colour. And so when I was doing a lot of my videos, I was like, okay, hang on, I have to remember most of the audience is American, and I'm going to have to use spelling they understand, because otherwise I'm going to get comments telling me that I don't know how to spell. I do know how to spell. What was the other one that came up a whole heap? That's right, dice and die. You know, the terminology of dice and die, and it's always, because the modern terminology for one die is also dice now, but like lots of different things, they don't necessarily catch on in every single country. So, oh, okay, vacation in the UK, flavour and colour. People thought I was from the UK for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? All right, okay. Well, I feel like that's kind of working a little bit. It certainly looks more like there's other flames sort of popping up around it. I'm not entirely sure if I'm sold with the idea yet. You guys will have to tell me if it starts to look any good. Anyway, where is that shark? Let's finish the shark, at least get the shark done. And the other miniatures I was supposed to be repairing. Alright, so let's try and do it so you can actually see. Alright, 1 staff, 2 staves. Yeah. There's always changes, everybody does everything different, right? Part of the joy of living in our world is there's variety, and variety is the spice of life. I have been considering making a Kraken. I got to finish the freaking Hydra. I got to actually build the actual Hydra at some point. But I thought a Kraken, I mean, that is just one miniature you just wouldn't get and it seems like the most awesome thing to have. I've used a Kraken for Dungeons & Dragons 5e in my game 3 times, and on all occasions, no, apart from one, 2 occasions, bad things happened for the party. Really bad. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to come back. I'm running out of glue stick. I need to grab another one. I'll just leave that there for a second. Grab myself a drink of water. Alright, okay, where's this glue stick? You know what I love about these things? Is although you have to use quite a lot of glue to actually hold anything in place, it's cheap. Man, is it cheap. You get a packet of them and it's like a couple of bucks. Compared to, you know, in New Zealand, if I was buying super glue, I'm paying more than $10 easy. And this here would be like 12, 15 bucks in New Zealand. Cost a fortune. And as we know, it doesn't work that well, this one, which of course we'll have to replace. See if we can feed this in. I think this is going to be a little bit awkward. I've done this before, and if I remember right, I had to sort of feed it through with my other hand. Okay. Oh. Okay, come on. Come back here. Ah! No! Okay, let's do it again. Alright, one shark with, yeah, well, it's not completely even. You know, I don't know if you can see, but the glue on there is not completely even, but I think actually that's not such a bad idea. I wish I could figure out how to make it, the nose on it is deed. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Seems right to me. Deed. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside and have another tackle at this, see if he actually holds on. Look at this. Alright, this. You're useless. Oh my gosh. Can't believe that. It's like 12 bucks for glue that just does not hold anything together. Doesn't even set. It must take forever. Anyway. Oops. Now he looks like he's been blowing his, no, I won't say it. Let's try I'm going to just try attaching it with this stuff. It seems to be working pretty well for me so far. Okay, no, I have to wait for the gun to melt that part of it. So I'll just let it sit there for a second. And can't do anything with that. That probably means this one's not going to actually stick on either, even though I've used the glue. Although I could probably leave it. Probably takes like a day, right, or 2 days. Walmart doesn't exist in New Zealand. A lot of our sort of variety shops, we've got a Kmart, but you wouldn't really be able to buy this from Kmart. We used to have Decca, but Decca doesn't exist. It got bought out, I think, by Kmart. Now everything's Kmart. New Zealand's such a small country, we wind up with a lot of monopolies. Alright, hopefully this starts dripping. Nope, got to keep waiting. Well, I'm happy I got my shark on. No Kmart in Canada. Okay. Kmart is basically extinct in the US. Oh, okay. Yeah, we never got a Walmart. Never seen it. It's probably because Kmart bought out. No, Walmart bought out Kmart. That would be my guess, right? We have a lot of Chinese emporiums. I mean, you can buy a lot of stuff there, but it's not really a high quality stuff. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Come on, Mr. Gunn, are you ready yet? Oh, it seems to be working now. Let's try it out. Identical outcome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, try again. Squeeze a glue and squeeze a glue. Actually, I'm going to put more on because really the underneath of him is it's pretty sort of low to the base anyway, so there's plenty of points to probably connect them. Wow. Oops, I put the blow of the glue on the wrong side. I should have put it on the other side. Still, seems to be working. That's the only hassle with this stuff is, if you put too much on, it's not like you can clean it off easily. I mean, you can go hacking away with a knife, I suppose. What's happened? Fred has been waiting for his glue gun to heat up so he could apply glue and glue on his mage. And it's definitely going to stick. I just put it on the on the front side rather than the back side. I couldn't tell which way around it was. But it's definitely going to stick on, which is good news. I'm happy about that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit more stuff on this and build it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to wrap it up for today and go do housework. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what would you do? You'd take this. I would probably go with just putting PVA glue, which I have, and just add some stuff to it to actually just give it some texture, like sand or whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's try that again. One. I've got to make sure I don't do too many because they set. The stuff sets pretty quickly, and I want to be able to pull it up. Let's get rid of that. Let's try that again. And up. Up. Gonna be messy. I'm gonna have to tidy up everything later on, aren't I? One more. Alright, I think I'll tidy that up later. Let's try that again. I'm going to add it to that one that didn't look quite so great. And one here, closer to the miniature. Right, that's 3. And try and pull it up. Pull it up, come on you. I feel like that didn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped. But upside down to achieve, upside down. What was I thinking? Of course I should have just held it upside down. I'm probably going to wind up burning myself, though, eh? All right, let's try that. Let's give that a go. So glue blob and then hang it upside down. And pull it down. Try not to get burnt. Let's see if it works. Oh, I'm going to bring it down into the scene so you can see it because I'm holding it too high up, right? You can see that little blob right there? That worked really well. Right there. I'm pointing to it right now. So that looks a lot better than what I've been doing. Made a big difference. I'm just got to wait for it to set before I do the next one. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, I can move it around too. Well, it's setting. It's actually a little bit maneuverable. Oh, damn! I got caught on it. Oh no! Oh, it was doing so well. Okay, all right. Leave it, Fred. Leave it. Just don't fiddle. Now I'm a master of ballsing up my nice looking flame. I guess the first one's always going to be a mess now. Practice makes perfect. Okay, clean that up later. Let's try another one. It did work really well, so I just got to do it again. And then just not touch it. Don't fiddle. Alright, over here. Let's try over here. And blob of glue. And then turn it upside down. And pop it with my paper clip and drag it. Drag it and hold it. And let it set a bit. Does hot glue stick to aluminium foil? If you're not... okay, I see what you're talking about. Well, my understanding is, do you guys watch AJ Pickett's channel? Because if you do, he did a video on how to make a beholder. And I'm pretty sure he used hot glue to actually stick the aluminium foil. Well, actually, that's a good point. Sheets of fire and then stick them to the base. It's not a bad idea. Alright, I'll bring this back into the screen. Sorry guys. Just if I pull on it, I've got the formation of my flamey bit. And now if I pull on it, I got to cut it off. I have to cut it off. If I don't, it's going to cause problems. I'm going to snip it. Okay, bringing my hands around so you guys can see as I go. Well, that didn't work. Those are useless to me. Where's some real scissors? Have I got scissors here that actually might work? I'm pretty sure I brought some with me. It's just where did I stick them? They should be here. Oh, now I can see them. Hang on. Let's see if I can snip this off now. I can tidy that up later. Right. Well, it looks more fiery than it did before. I'll bring it closer so you guys can see. It looks like there are flames sort of roaming around the base of it in the different shapes. It's not super fantastic, but then I guess this is supposed to be the main focal point, right? make sense? I think I'm just being too picky. If I get rid of all the little strandy bits, I think it'll look alright. I think it'll be fine, actually. Just need to get busy with the scissors and just take the really small strandy stuff off. Yeah, not too bad. That's good. Alright, before I go, I'm going to have a look at this golden guardian that I've blue tagged on, because I honestly don't feel like having to re-glue him later. And yeah, that glue's just hopeless. Hopeless. My only problem is getting a blob of hot glue in between his foot and the base. Might be just a little bit tricky. Let's try that now. Boom, boom, boom. You know what? I'm going to burn myself for sure. I can feel it. And that ought to be enough. And hold it in place. Oh no, it's the other side as well. Oh, seriously? Alright, fine. Trying to do the other side at the same time. Danger zone, danger zone. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to hold it, let it set, and hopefully that's done it. And I've got my my sharks done. I can put a pin in later. My wizard's almost done. I think what I'll do is I'll get myself some sand and use some PVA glue sometime and base it a bit better. I'm pretty happy with the fire elemental. It didn't come out bad, really. I think those guys are all fine. They're all right. I wonder how you create waves in the base. I don't think I'm getting a bit too fancy now. Hot glue. Yeah. I know who did know. It'll be DM Scotty, right? And my golden thingy is set, and I'll trim off the excess glue some of the time. And I'm going to ditch this stuff. Where's it from? Italia. Is it from Italia? Because this was awful. Keep out of reach of children. If it doesn't even do anything. You've got a flammable product that doesn't really do nothing. Oh God. Can you guys see that? Can you make that out? Made in the USA. Okay. So this product has definitely been made in the USA. So if you come across this product, this one, in the USA, don't buy it. Don't buy this stuff. It's awful. Oh dear. Oh, that is so funny. And I'm not giving you guys a hard time who are from the US. Not at all. But it's pretty funny. Oh dear. Alright. Okay guys, look, I think I've done enough for today. I'm going to wrap it up and go and do some housework. And plastic to plastic, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be, but I had problems. Where is that miniature? I was gluing this fella, this frost giant, and I had a dickens of a time using it to glue him in place. It took me ages. But yeah, in any case, maybe it's just use it for a different purpose and that other plastic just doesn't work. Because, I mean, to be fair, that was plastic to plastic and it didn't adhere. Although it is, some of the plastics are a bit more rubbery. Well, I wouldn't think that would matter too much. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. And I'm not doing my normal, ending. I'm just going to say, keep rolling those 20s, and I'll see you later.